Hello and welcome to the John Ark Show. Today's episode is called 5 Businesses That Can Bankrupt You Very Quickly. Whether the economy is going really well or it's under tremendous stress, there are 5 businesses that are notorious for bankrupting people. We're going to show you what those businesses are, and if you own one, we're going to give you advice on how to try and turn things around. Before we begin, I want to tell you that I want to encourage you to subscribe, like, comment, and follow us. Also, I'd like to tell you that the show is sponsored by Hollywood is Calling, and it's a great service which allows you to purchase live phone calls with celebrities. So whether you want to purchase a gift for yourself or you want to buy a gift for somebody you care about, there's nothing cooler than getting a real call from a real celebrity for $19.95. Now let's get started. Number 1 on our list is shopping malls and retail stores. The problem with owning a shopping mall or a retail store is there are just too many of them, and the competition from the internet continues to erode their sales. Another problem with malls and retail stores is millennials just don't like to go to the malls. They don't like to go to physical brick and mortar stores. Most millennials would like to buy things on their phones. They buy cars, they buy furniture, they buy clothes. They even find romantic partners on their phones now. Oddly enough, there are now so many zombie malls that are just clinging to life or they've been put out of business, that there is an entire section on YouTube dedicated to zombie malls. What happens is these teenagers, they sneak into these malls with video cameras, and then they shoot videos and post them on YouTube. There are countless videos like that. It's really quite amazing. Here's another great irony. Because Amazon has put so many of these malls out of business, Amazon is in the business of buying closed malls and repurposing them as distribution centers and fulfillment centers. You know, they have great locations. These malls were located by freeways, by train tracks, and that makes them perfect for Amazon in its ongoing efforts to expand and ship out products to its customers, the customers who used to shop at these malls. So if you're a mall owner, what can you do? Well, a lot of mall owners now are having some success by adding entertainment complexes to the inside of their malls. They're entertainment zones. Some have roller coasters, some have rides, other forms of entertainment, indoor concert venues. All of that is designed to attract more people to the malls themselves. Other mall owners are converting their malls to office space and even medical space. Now, the second group of businesses that are disappearing at a great rate, they're topless bars and nightclubs. Topless bars are disappearing at a ferocious rate for a number of reasons. First of all, many of the girls that used to dance in them used to have to split their earnings with the club. Now, the percentages would vary from club to club, but still these girls would have to grind away and cough up X percentage of their earnings to the club at the end of the day. Well, so what are these girls doing? They're leaving the dance clubs and they're opening up their own webcam services out of their own homes. They'll lay in bed in front of a webcam, oftentimes on their laptop, and then talk to their customers or dance for their customers. And guess what? They get to keep all the money at the end of the day. You know, or if they have to pay a small fee, it pales in comparison to what they used to have to turn over to the topless bars. The other benefit for the girls is that it's a lot safer than having to deal with actual living, breathing, creeping customers who who make it really tricky for a lot of these girls to earn a living without being accosted on a regular basis. Nightclubs, on the other hand, are closing at a tremendous rate because millennials don't like to pay a lot of money for drinks. They would rather congregate at a friend's house party. It's much cheaper. You'll have more friends, more people that you know there, and it saves money. So some of the ways that bar owners are trying to get by is they're lowering their prices, and also they're throwing special events designed to appeal to millennials and other groups, to bring them in, entertain them, and try and replace some of the revenue that they've lost in the past. The next category is really seismic. It's gambling establishments. A lot of gambling establishments are really hurting now because of online gambling and sports betting. It used to be that you had to go to a physical sports betting parlor to bet on a sporting event. That's no longer the case in many states. Now you can go out, you can pull your smartphone out during a game and actually bet on that game with your smartphone in real time. Another dramatic shift is that millennials don't like to gamble. They think it's a stupid waste of money. So that's also affecting the casinos. Surprisingly enough, illegal gambling continues to stay strong in a lot of areas. Why is that? Despite the prevalence of all these legal gambling venues, illegal gambling is still still has tremendous appeal for a lot of people because you don't have to pay taxes or report that income. If you bet $1,000 and you make 50, some guy just drops off a bag with 50 grand, and you don't have to, they're not going to report it, and chances are the player's not going to report it. So how are the casinos remedying this tremendous loss of revenue? Well, a number of them have opened up these super nightclubs that charge anywhere from $50 to $100 to get in. They also have created these enormous outdoor pool villas where they throw enormous day-long parties. Those can cost anywhere from $50 to $300 to get in. And the kids jump in these pools, they drink, they play, they flirt, and it's a day-long activity. You're in the sun, and that's what they enjoy. Millennials love experiential entertainment. They're really not into flushing their money down a slot machine or a blackjack table. The next business that is closing at a record pace are diners and family restaurants. Diners and family restaurants have always closed at a startling rate. The failure rate, the bankruptcy rate for diners is really quite stunning. That's always been the case. Why? Because it is a tough business. Predicting how many customers will come in the door in a given day or a given week is very challenging. But in the meantime, you have to have the food ready to feed them when they come in. The food costs are constant. The customer flow is not constant. One company that's been tremendously successful in this area is the Olive Garden. They have computer algorithms which chart the customer flow, day by day, hour by hour, and that allows them to predict what their customer flow will be next week, next month, and next year. And in doing so, they can micromanage the cost of their foods. Another reason the restaurant business is so tough is that there is almost no customer loyalty. You can feed somebody a great meal 19 times in a row and they love it, but somebody in the kitchen has a bad day and they prepare a bad meal, and that one bad meal will cause your customer to go elsewhere. In cities like New York and Los Angeles, there are buildings that have had restaurants in them. New restaurants open and close every 12 to 24 months simply because new people keep coming along, new owners keep coming along with the idea that their restaurant is somehow going to be unique and better and it'll succeed where the last 5 failed. And it may succeed or it may not. So what should these restaurant owners do? If you're struggling, well, there's a new restaurant business model you should know about. It's called the cloud kitchen. It's a little bit like Uber, only instead of delivering passengers, what you're doing is you're delivering food for different restaurants. So they open up this kitchen. They call them cloud kitchens because they're centrally located. And your kitchen produces food that other restaurants order and deliver. So if somebody wants a burger and fries, the order is delivered to you electronically, and then somebody from the sourcing restaurant sends a delivery person over. They pick it up and they deliver to the customer, or you may deliver to the customer on behalf of the restaurant. It depends on the model. But the point is, cloud kitchens don't incur the cost of a sit-down diner, an actual diner that's open up to the public. There's tremendous cost in doing that. You can locate the cloud kitchens in areas that aren't as expensive to rent. The next one is cafe shops. Coffee shops, cafe shops. Starbucks is doing great, But the mom and pops, they're getting blasted. They're going out of business left and right. It's a very competitive business. Why? Because every burger joint, every small restaurant, every gas station, every 7-Eleven, they're all selling coffee. Coffee has been so commoditized that there's really not much need to go to a coffee shop these days. And also, you can buy dozens of different cappuccino and coffee makers online and make your own coffee really quickly and really well at home. So how do you keep a coffee shop above water if you own one? Well, some coffee shop owners, they're trying out the coffee buffet business model, which allows people to buy a pass for a week, and then they can come by during the week as many times as they like. I'm sure usually they join a coffee buffet near their place of business, and they can get as many cups of coffee as they like with that week's pass. So with that, I want to thank you and tell you that we will talk to you soon.